Greetings, I'm Arik Korman, and you're probably wondering why am I wearing this suit? Well, I'm actually going to be interviewing my Congressman, Jim McDermott. I figure if I'm going to his house, yeah, so to speak, that I should probably dress the part. I'm hoping to talk to him about the economy, why it is that we're all so anxious right now, and whether or not President Obama will be reelected. The main thing that I've been curious about is that there seems to be such upheaval right now in the country. It just feels like everything's sort of unsettled. Does it seem to you like people are reacting too quickly to 2 years into the Obama administration? Or do you think that there are some real problems that aren't being addressed right now?
Well, you know, I had a fundraiser over in the northeast part of the city, and a Mexican gentleman said something to me which I've said over and over again. He said, the problem with America is that we have a microwave society. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, anybody's got a problem. They go down to the kitchen, they open up the microwave, they put it in, they punch 2 buttons, close the door, and in 30 seconds they expect it to be fixed. He said, there's no patience in this society whatsoever for fixing a problem that took 8 years to create. And Obama's supposed to fix it in less than 18 months. It's simply unrealistic, and he's got it coming up in the right direction. But the anxiety that everyone is feeling about being in this trough is such that people are reacting much as we do when we react in haste. Sometimes you get angry at somebody and you write a letter. Then you fold it up and you put it in the desk drawer. And the next morning you get it out and you read it and you say, well, I don't think I'll send that. Well, what's going on in the voters right now is that they're angry. And they're writing out a letter. But between now and the election, they've got to make a decision. Do they want to go back to the problems they had before? Or do they want to keep going in this gradual climb out of the hole we're in? And I'm really pretty optimistic that the people in general are not going to react to that kind of wild anger. You know, adolescents do stuff sometimes when they're angry that in the cool of the next day say to themselves, I don't think I should have done that. Well, that's really kind of where I think the American people are today.
And do you think that this is a problem that really is moving in the right direction? Because the level of anxiety that you mentioned, I haven't seen anything like this. Now, I've only been around for, 4 decades, but you've been around a little longer than I have.
I have. I've never seen anything like it either. This is the worst that it's ever been in my political life or my personal life. And so it is very understandable where the anxiety that the Tea Party is kind of tapping into is coming from. It is a natural reaction when you're anxious, and somebody comes along and says, well, it's them guys over there that are the problem. Oh, well, okay, let's go over. And people are reacting without thinking. I mean, it's as though Obama, that everything was fine, and he arrived, and suddenly the bottom fell out, and it's his fault. That's what this anxiety is all about. The Tea Party's answer is wrong. It's crazy. Get rid of the government. Get the government out of it. No. If the government isn't in it to stabilize the banking system and stabilize the auto industry and stabilize some of these things, we're never going to come back. If the government is in there to put bonds out for infrastructure projects so construction workers can go back to work, if those things aren't there, led by the government, we're not coming out of it because the private sector drove us into the hole.
Right.
So to say to them, now drive us out of the hole, how do they do that? So you have to have the government involved. So the Tea Parties, just get the government off our back and get rid of the regulation, let the banks go back and go back to their craziness, makes no sense at all.